Yo, Bracy Skills Clinic, back with a video, different kind of view. You know, I always do my videos in the car while I'm warming my car up. It's nighttime right now. My car is warming up because it is 47 degrees outdoors right now. So, different kind of view. Um, what I want to talk about is something that, if you follow me on Instagram, Bracy Skills Clinics, you've seen me post stuff about development and especially in the AAU world, valuing development over winning. And I feel the need that I need to explain the difference between valuing winning and valuing development. Okay, because I think there is a little bit of confusion. So, like I said, I always say this, I can only speak for myself and our program because that's who I'm involved with. I can't speak for everybody else. But for us and myself as a coach, if I'm, hands-on, I look at development as something that's always ongoing, okay? And it's basically putting the long term in front of the short term. Meaning, I'm not gonna go all in on winning this. Well, I'm not gonna say not go all in, but I care more about the development of the individual than I do with the success of the team in terms of winning the tournament. So, prime example. If I'm all about winning, right? If I have an hour and a half to 2 hour long practice, if I value winning over development, that practice for 2 hours is probably going to consist of us running plays the whole entire 2 hours, going over strategizing defense the entire 2 hours, and that's all we're doing. This is what we're doing on defense. This is what we're going to do on offense. This is what we're going to do in the press. This is how we're going to break the press break, right? And all that is fine. All that is necessary. All that is necessary. There's nothing wrong with that. However, if you go through a practice and that's all you're doing, you're not doing no fundamental skill work, no individual work, no, depending if you got assistants or not, nobody's separating the guards with the bigs, and, the bigs are doing post moves and working on drop step, drop hooks, things like that, right? Hook shots. And the guards are working on ball handling, shooting, pull-ups, those type of things, right? Passing. If none of those things are taking place, you cannot possibly talk about development. Because, especially in AAU, because in AAU, every year, especially on the high school side, you're not going to have the same players. So as a coach, you can't get caught into, well, this is what I like to do. I like to play this style of offense, and we're going to do this style of defense. Well, your personnel may not fit what you traditionally like to do. So you got to be able to adapt and play to your strengths. So I'm not going to spend time trying to get all my guys to run a certain play and run a certain defense if their personnel and their skill set doesn't fit that particular style, right? But we see that a lot in the AAU where coaches are stuck into their ways and they're not doing any skill work. So as parents, pay attention, because if your child is in AAU practice and they're not doing no skill work at all, that is a huge red flag to me. I know some coaches would be like, well, if they want to train, they can do that on their own, or they got their own trainers here. We're here to, strategize and get ready for a tournament. Hey, that is not an incorrect answer to say. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to understand where you're at. You are a youth basketball coach. We all are youth basketball coaches. These are still kids. They're still developing. So why am I going to waste their time with me trying to get them to run a certain offense or run a certain defense that they're not going to run when they probably leave you. 90% of the time, probably even higher than that, they're not ever going to run that again. Most times, especially on the offensive side. Defense is defense. There's only so many defenses you can play. Man, 2-3, 1-3-1. Defense is universal in terms of, team strategizing. But on the offensive end, man, you don't know what kind of offense you go run. You might run this offense in 8th grade and you get to high school and you might not ever run that offense that you ran in middle school ever again. So I see these coaches spending a lot of time running plays. Hey, plays are necessary. Plays are necessary. You do need plays. There are times in the game where stuff gets out of control and you want to have something to run to get you a good shot so that you do look organized. Yes, they are important. I'm not saying don't teach plays. I teach plays. I'm not saying don't teach them. I'm saying I don't want to see youth basketball players going through an 1.5 to 2 hour practice and that's all they're doing is plays. Huge red flag. I don't want to hear you talking about developing if you're doing plays the entire 1.5, 2 hours. So we got to understand the difference between developing and winning. That's somebody that wants to win. I see it even at the high school side. I don't even think this is just an AAU problem. We can go to high school. Let's go to high school. These schools that are running, they got their systems, which is fine, right? But they're not doing no skill development. You're as an athlete, you're being used to hang up banners in that gym. All the coaches care about is winning, and then the next group of kids for the next 4 years comes in, then the next group of kids for the next 4 years come in, then the next group of kids. Next, that coach is coaching for 10 plus, 20 plus years, and yeah, he has wins, or I'm not talking about no particular school or person. I'm just saying in general, this is usually how it goes. That they win the banners, but who develops? Who moves on? Who's playing in college at any level? Development, okay? And also, you don't got to pick one or the other. You can do both. I believe I do both. This is my belief. Somebody may difference of opinions. I believe that I do both. I believe I know how to develop a player while still putting our team in the best position to win. The good coaches, the great coaches are able to still do that, okay? I'm not going to be stubborn and say, like right now, I'm going to be honest with you. Like we're getting ready for 17U. I don't know which offense. I don't know what offense I'm going to run this year. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know what I'm going to run this year. You know why? Because we haven't started yet, and I got to see how players fit with each other in order for me to put in a system. I don't want to come in and saying this is what we're going to run, and then now next thing you know, I don't have the personnel to run that particular offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like with Rampage, we don't have – everybody doesn't run the same plays. I don't believe that. I don't believe in that. The reason why I don't believe in that is because my 17 makeup might be different than the 16U makeup at their age, and the 16U makeup might be different – or the 15U makeup might be different than the 16s and the 17. So why would I have everybody run the same offense when we all don't have we all may not have the same type of players? I might have 2 6'7", and the 16's tallest player might be 6'3". So we, by default, by personnel, by size makeup, by physical advantages and disadvantages, there's no way I can tell my 16U coach to run the same thing we run. I have 2 6'7", he may not. You get what I'm saying? And these are things these are problems that I see in grassroots basketball. Is I think the coaches are stuck into this is what we're gonna run, instead of looking at it like, let me see what I have and let me run something based on what I have. Not this is my way or the highway. We've always ran these sets. Okay, but you had this player that could shoot the ball. You had this big that might have been a good passer. You might have had a point guard that could shoot, that allowed you to run this certain offense. Then the next year you might have a point guard that can't shoot. You might not have a big at all. What are you going to run? You're going to run the same offense? Play to your personnel. play to your strengths, and you'll be able to develop and win. Okay, tying it back into the title of the conversation. If you play to your strengths and play to your personnel, you'll be able to develop and win. When you play to your own strategy because you believe in that strategy so much that that's the only thing you're going to do, regardless of who's on your roster, now you just care about winning. You don't even care about the development of the players because you're basically saying, forget his strengths, forget his strengths, forget his weakness, forget his weakness. I want you to do this. I feel like that's wrong at the youth levels. See, when you're talking pros in NBA, it's different because pros can go and build their team based on the structure of the coach. The coach can go out and sign players and trade for players based on what they want to do. So it's different with pros. We're talking about kids that show up to tryouts, or if you're in high school, that you got certain kids that live in your area. You don't have the same luxury as a pro coach. Like, y'all know I'm a Spurs fan. I say it 100 times. Popovich can run the system that he wants to run because he's going to go out and recruit and develop and draft the players, the type of players that he wants that can potentially run his system. It's a huge difference. He's not sitting back saying, okay, I got to get all the players that live in Texas and we're going to. Nah, he has the luxury, just like any other coach in the league, to go out and build how they want to build. Even in college, a D1 coach or any level can build their team based on what they want to do. It's a difference. AAU, you can recruit, but remember, you're still dealing with young kids. You're still dealing with young kids, so they all have to be developed regardless of what you believe your system should be. They all still have to be developed. So we just got to make sure that as coaches, I'm speaking to the whole community of coaches, we got to make sure that we're not so far gone in our own ways that we're cheating these kids out of years of development. Because I've gotten too many players, since especially at the middle school age, where I get a kid at 7th, 8th grade, which is still relatively young in the big scheme of things, but I may get a kid in 7th, 8th grade, and he might be 6'2", 6'3", and all he knows how to do is post up. He has no confidence in his handle. He has no confidence in his jump shot. He also has no confidence on getting on the perimeter or the wing and guarding a mobile player because all he was told to do as a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grader was go sit in the 2-3 zone and protect the paint, and then on offense, go run your ass to the block and go post up. That's all a lot of bigger kids were taught. You know why? Because the coaches only cared about winning. They didn't care about the development of that individual. Now he's sitting at 6'3", which is a point guard height. He can't even dribble with his left hand, let alone shoot an open mid-range. This is a problem in our community as far as the grassroots basketball. And this is why I posted the video I posted about I don't care about winning, especially we're talking middle school. 14U, I lay y'all to death. I'm going to try to win every game if I'm in the middle. I'm not going out there losing on purpose. Not at all. But real talk, 14U don't matter. I'm sorry to bust every parent's bubble, but 14U does not matter in terms of anything. It's all development. The rankings are just something to just be proud of. You feel what I'm saying? It doesn't do nothing. Those rankings don't carry over to 15U. The shoe deals kick in high school. You could be the best 14U team and be nowhere to be found on that high school scene. So it don't matter. Even if you are ranked in top 25 in the nation or the West Coast, it still don't matter. It still don't matter. So develop the kids. Leave the extra stuff alone because it's really just fool's gold, bro. It's you biting dust, bro. Another one bites the dust. You biting the dust by thinking that the rankings matter and the tournament trophies matter. And, man, I've coached I'm going to just throw a number out. Since I've been coaching AAU since I was 20 years old, bro. I'm 30 now. So 10 years for sure coaching AAU. I'm going to say I've coached probably like between 5,000 to 10,000 games in AAU alone. And that might be a generous statement. And guess what? The tournaments I thought were big, once they were over, didn't hold no weight at all. Winning them or losing them, it didn't hold no weight at all. So at the end of the day, you know what does hold weight? You know what does hold weight, though? The kid that was in 7th grade that couldn't dribble the ball at all kept developing, kept training, kept working, and now as a 10th grader, he's one of the top players in his class. That holds weight. Or the kid that played 2 years of JV ball. 2 years of JV ball. And now holds a scholarship offer. Shout out, Mikey. That holds weight. You guys feel what I'm saying? And I've coached Mikey in plenty of AAU games. Guess what? I don't remember them games like that. I've coached in a bunch of games. I don't remember the scores in them games like that. I remember moments. I remember certain moments, but I don't remember the score of them games like that. I don't remember who won the game. I don't remember what we went in this tournament when we went to Phoenix. I don't remember if we went 2-2 or 3-1. I don't remember that. I don't remember it. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember. I don't remember how many games we won over the summer or during the pandemic. I don't remember because it don't matter. You know what I do remember? Is this dude, Mikey, had 2 dunks yesterday and dropped 15 points and gave American Kane a win at home. And you know what I'm saying? I remember that. I don't remember them AAU games like that. There's so many games. In them games, you play 2-3 games in one day. How can you value every game when you're playing 2 or 3 in one day? So who cares on who wins? I look at winning as a bonus. It just feels good. You know, you post on Instagram, hey, man, we chance, blah, blah, blah. What about your individual game, though? Because the college coach ain't going to care about them AAU games. They are going to care about, can you help their team? Can you help me in the big scheme of things? Can you help me keep my job so I can pay my bills? That's how college coaches, they ain't going to say that. But let's get to the bottom line. Can you continue to allow me to keep my job by your consistent great play and you graduating from college makes the school look good, and you move on? If I'm a JUCO coach, you move on to a 4-year, or if I'm a 4-year coach, hopefully play pro overseas, NBA, G League. Hey, help me look good so I can keep my job, pay my bills. You know why? Because it's a business. And when you approach it like a business earlier, you'll understand that a lot of this stuff really don't matter. The only thing that matters is your development. You'll understand that when you approach it like a business. When you approach it like, man, I want to brag about something, so let's win. Or my son plays with this team. Or my son plays on this ranked team. My son played against this guy last week. My son. When you look at it like that, just so you can brag, then yeah, you're going to value probably winning. You're not going to care about development because you're going to be doing stuff off the look, the clout, how it looks on social media. That's what you're going to do it off of, instead of doing it for, man, my son is good, but man, that left hand look weak. Like, I swear, I got a son right now. I swear, bro, when his time come, he start hooping, I don't care if they rank that little kid. I'm going to find ways to tell him, hey, man, you scored 30, but, bro, man, you should have shot that pull-up on this. I'm gonna watch film with him. Hey, bro, you should have shot that pull-up. Like, you know, because I got to, you know, you want to keep them hungry. Now, I'm going to still give them props when it's deserved, for sure. But all I'm saying is you are always working to get better. That's development. Remember I said, development is ongoing, nonstop. Even guys in even pros. Just when y'all thought Kobe had it figured out, what'd he do? Got in touch with Akeem Olajuwon and started working on his post game. He knows he's a shooting guard, but he just wants everything. There's something I could get better at. These kids and parents, most of them don't approach it like that. And that's why kids peak. They be the dopest 8th and 9th grader, and then by the time they juniors and seniors, never hear from them again. Or you come into high school playing varsity as a freshman because you got all this hype coming from middle school, and you play 4 years of varsity, but you didn't get better on them 4 years. And then the kid that's the same grade as you plays 2 years of JV and ends up getting a scholarship before the kid that played 4 years of varsity that came in with all the hype. How does that happen? It happens. Development. Development over winning at this age. When you get to the pro, yeah, you got to win. You trying to keep a contract. You got to win in the pros. But this particular age, development. Development. That's the video of the day. My car is warmed up. We out.